Hey, real quick, before I just want to throw out this disclaimer. Um, One, if you're new to the show, fast forward this crap the next 5 minutes because it's all about me. And I normally don't talk about me like this. I normally talk about the guest, but I want to explain what's been going on with me. So I talk about me now. I just wanted, if for you parents that are listening to this in the car and you have your kid in, I do talk about. Again, this sounds really bad, and I hope you guys don't take it the wrong way. But again, here's the disclaimer: I talk about some drug use, I talk about some drinking, and if you don't want to let your kid hear that, shut it off. So, I like to keep this G rated. So that's it, dude. Let's get to my story. I hope I don't bore you. Hey, everybody, what's up? Hey, listen, I got to tell you, this intro is going to be different from most of or every other intro that I've ever done, only because I'm going to get a little bit personal. And the only reason I'm going to get personal with you guys is, and I've been debating whether to tell you guys this or not, but, one of the things that I get every week, I get emails where people they spill their guts. They spill their guts. They tell me like what is wrong with their life. They're getting a divorce. They're going broke, whatever. And I have a special feeling in my heart for those people who can be that courageous, that vulnerable to tell me what's going on. And I certainly help as much as I can. And for me, here's the deal. You can tell a story two different ways. You can start at the beginning and say once upon a time, or you can start at the end and work backwards. Now, I'm just going to start at the end and work backwards, just so that I'm not dragging this out, because I don't want to drag this out, but I do want to explain to you guys why I've not been releasing content as much as I really should, and it's this. So I just got out of the hospital. I spent 7 days in the hospital. My gut has been killing me. I didn't know what it was. My gut's been killing me for like 4 months. I thought I had cancer. I don't have cancer. I thought I had hepatitis. Here in San Diego, there's an epidemic of hepatitis A. And I was like, maybe I ate a bad burrito, whatever. But the other day my gut hurt so bad. I went to the ER and they admitted me. We did a bunch of tests, EKG, CAT scan, ultrasound, all that stuff, and it turns out here's and this is gonna sound bad, and again, I feel like I'm being vulnerable and courageous by telling you this because some people are gonna relate to this, and others are gonna go, that Toby guy's not who I thought he was, and that is a part of the problem. I think why a lot of us are not. I encourage everybody to be genuine, transparent, and authentic, and I feel like if I'm not that to you guys, I'm a hypocrite. So after doing all those tests, what happened, what we found out, what we decided was that I have a mild case, but it's painful, of pancreatitis. Now that's what, listen, I'm not a doctor. I don't play one on the internet. But basically, I can tell you how you get it. You drink too much. So again, that sounds bad. A lot of you guys are going to go, Toby, I thought you were like, so whatever. Let me tell you how this happened. And hopefully, somebody can get, just like the content that we do every day. Hopefully somebody can get a nugget from this. Hopefully the story can maybe help change someone's lifestyle. Here's the deal. This goes back literally 10 years ago. 10 years ago, I was in a horrible car crash. So you do what you do. You go to the hospital. They check you out. They do whatever they do. They give you some pills, and they send you on your way. And then they tell you, go to your doctor for basically more pills. So I went to my doctor, told him what happened. He gives me a prescription. Okay, great. Basically, dude. This guy was, I literally didn't even call my doctor to get a prescription for Norco, which is like hardcore Vicodin. It's Norco 10 325s. I literally would just get a text on my phone. It says your prescription's ready. And I was like, oh, so I just go down there. And so for 10 years, I was getting these texts, and I would just, and listen, take Norco for 6 months, and your body goes, what? Like, you better feed me, like, because it doesn't feel right. So basically, I was taking Norco for 10 years, and literally a year ago, December, I was like, dude, I got to get off this. I think my life would be better, and it scared me. Here's why I was like, I got to get off this, and I did it myself. I did not go to rehab. I did not, and nobody knew. This was between me and my doctor, and that's it, and my pharmacist. But here's what scared me. What scared me was every time I went to go refill my prescription, I was scared to death that my doctor would die, and I would be like, I wouldn't get it. And I was also scared, what happens if and again, this is maybe irrational to some of you, somebody in Omaha, Nebraska, but here in San Diego, right, we have wildfires, we have earthquakes, any manner of thing could happen, and I was like, you know what? If something like that happened and I ran out of my medicine, I couldn't protect my family. So that scared me to death. So I quit. I did it myself. This February, I was done. I was over. That's it. Here's the challenge for me and why I'm in the situation I am in today is because, like an idiot, when my body wakes up, I used to be on a schedule. And even though I quit that, my body still woke up at 3:19 a.m. and said, "Hey, dude, you got it. Something's wrong. Like we don't feel right." And so what I started to do, I switched it, man. And instead of taking Norco, I would walk down to the kitchen and just take a swig of vodka. It didn't seem like a big deal, and I was like, okay, like we're good. The problem is unlike when you take medicine, when you take pills, and God, man, I should I'm going to put a disclaimer in the front of this. I don't want any kids listening to this. But when you drink like that, there's not a specific number, right? Like it's not 4 pills a day. It's not 4 swigs a day. So, dude, since March or February, so my drinking got a little bit out of hand. I was never drunk. I was never anything like that, but it was just constant, and it took a toll on my pancreas, and now I'm paying the price. So, and unfortunately, it affected this show. It affected you guys. I haven't been releasing enough stuff to you guys. I literally have contracts for radio sitting in my inbox that I've been too tired to even get in there and like take cash, which is bad, or write copy, which is terrible. And I'm not neglecting any of my current clients, but just new clients. Anyhow, whatever. So that's what's been going on right now. So I got out of the hospital a couple of days ago. I'm seriously considering going to again, this makes me sound like a degenerate, I feel like, and I'm so scared to release this, so I'm seriously considering going to a clinic, the Betty Ford clinic. If you're going to go to a clinic, you better go to the best one. So that's what's been going on. So I'm on the right track. I'm getting better. I'm not sure if I'm going to be gone for 30 days or not to this clinic. I have a week before I have my meeting down there. If I feel good, I'm not going to go, and my wife hates it. She wants me to go. But that's what's up. So, again, some of you are going to think less of me. Sorry. Some of you may relate, I'm sure. But I felt like, again, I encourage you guys to be genuine and authentic. And if I'm not, I'm being a dick. So anyhow, that's what's happening. Let me know if there's anything I can do for you guys. Hit me up on Twitter at SuperAgentsLive, and let's get to the show.
Welcome to Super Agents Live. This is the one place where you can come and hear the most successful people in real estate. You'll hear how these super agents built their businesses, how they stay productive, and how they stay motivated. Who am I? My name's Toby Salgado, and I made my first million in real estate.
Yeah.
And I'm your host for the next 30 minutes while we talk to yet another amazing real estate entrepreneur. Stay tuned.
Let's go. Yeah. Today on the show, you guys, I'm always looking for new, important, exciting guests. Now, today's guest, here's the deal, you guys. So, every one of you guys, or most of you, think you have a lead problem. You have really a conversion problem. Today's guest is a lot like my friend Oren Claff. She is the pitch girl. She's the pitch queen is what, like, that's her title. So I'm thrilled to welcome Michelle. So Michelle, real quick, before we get into what you do, how you do it, tell us a little bit about who you are.
So my name's the pitch queen, a.k.a. Michelle. We just won't get into my last name today.
What? Well, hold on. Wait. Hold on. Why? Are you because people will...
I'm not related to Harvey Weinstein, okay? I'm not.
Oh, got it.
He's not my uncle. He's not my dad.
Got it.
I just like to go as the pitch queen nowadays
There you
because
go.
what that guy's done is pretty much ruined it for my last
Okay,
name.
got it. All right.
But
So,
I totally agree with you. We never have lead problems. It's always a conversion problem.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of us forget, and in sales and growing your companies or whatever you're selling and doing, you're always worried about yourself. And when you can figure out that it's not about you and it's about the other person on the other side, or your customer, your client, or your investor, that's when things will start to shift for you. So I've had 20 years of real life experience.
okay. Oh, hold on. You're getting into your pitch, right? Like you're pitching right now. Tell us, where did you grow up?
I grew up in Minnesota.
Where? Minneapolis?
In Minneapolis.
Okay.
Yep.
Perfect.
Back in my day, I was a figure skater. I'd go skating in the
Wow.
morning. I'd skate after school, and my mom wanted me to be like Tanya Harding, so I was a figure skater.
Wait, hold on. Dude, we are so off the rails right now. But isn't Tanya Harding the one who crashed up the other girl?
Yes, totally.
Okay.
I've had a really good run with my name and what I've done in my past. Totally, yeah.
Okay,
It's
all right.
exactly.
Okay. All right. Okay. So how'd you so that's your background. You grew up skating. You're a driven person. How did you get into what you're doing right now?
Yeah, well, hold on one sec. I'm
Sure.
a driven person also because of my mom. So my mom immigrated here from Moscow. So
Oh
all
my
I saw
God.
growing up was really
my
hard
God.
work.
Oh my God.
Yes.
She's Russian. Oh.
Yes.
Oh my. So okay. All right. Okay.
Okay, so that's the world I grew up in. That's how I saw my grandparents, who I stayed with every summer in New York. Like, all I learned was hustle and bustle.
Good for you.
So I first started selling. I got a job. I was 18 years old at a bar on First Avenue and Something Street in Manhattan serving drinks, because in New York at 18 you can still sell alcohol even though you can't consume it at 21. Makes no sense, but
Right.
that's a career at the age of 18 in a bar in New York City.
Wow. Okay. All right. Well, so listen. So a Russian mom, you're selling alcohol at 18. Like, clearly you're resilient, right? Resilient. You're strong. You have a strong backbone. Like, there's
Yes.
probably nothing I can tell you or say to you right now on this show or on the air that would shake you. So good for you. Okay. Now,
Not really. I mean, it's built up over time. You know,
yeah, of course.
in the last, let's see, it was 6 years ago, I got shook up on Shark Tank. So that was another
Hold
thriller
on.
of mine.
Shook up on how'd you get shook up on Shark Tank?
Oh, well, that's like the real deal, to be able to pitch to those investors. So with my last
Cuban?
company,
Yeah, for sure. Cuban.
he was the nicest one.
Well, Cuban's great. Do you know? I've been on stage with. This is. I do not want to make this about me, but Robert. What's his last name?
Robert Herjavec.
Yeah.
He was the biggest. I don't know what kind of words we can use on this show, but
Yeah,
he was definitely my lowest favorite. He was not my favorite.
Really?
He was the lowest on the totem pole.
Oh my God! I literally.
Well, you know, they got these little earbuds in. I think producers spit out words to them. Some of it can't be, you know, they've got to make drama. But anyway, the whole experience.
But dude, hold on.
Really
listen, hold on, Michelle. I want to hear that, but I just want to tell you, I literally have been on stage with Robert, and I have a picture with his wife, the dancer.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Yeah, but I think they're great. Okay, all right, let's move on. Let's get it.
I'm sure he's great. I just saw the not great side for an hour and a half.
Wow. Well, okay. So resilient. You had a mom that or you know parents that were or at least a mom that was tough. How did you?
Oh, my dad too.
Your dad too.
I mean, he grew up broke in Long Island doing like newspaper routes, and his parents didn't help him at all. So I saw two parents.
Okay.
My mom came to this country with her sister, brother, two parents with two suitcases. That's all they were allowed to bring.
Jesus.
So, I mean, I don't really remember age 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't have that great of a memory anymore. But I do know that whatever I saw got drilled in me really, really well.
Okay. And now you're a sales girl.
Oh yeah.
Now you.
I love sales. I think it's all about helping people, and I think it's my mission is how can I help all of you guys not freak out anymore over the 4-letter word sale. And if you see it from my point of view over time, you'll love sales.
Yeah, well, your point of view. I think you're more of a persuasionist than a sales girl. That's my sense. Like that, I think you can persuade people, and that's different from sales, right? Like sales is like, hey, here's the TV. It's $399. That's sales. You can do that at Walmart. I think you're more of a persuasionist.
Yeah, maybe persuade. Maybe that's the word, or maybe it's really when I believe in something so much that once you get me going, I can't stop. Like, you will believe what I believe because that's why you called or that's why you showed up, because you needed something to solve your problem.
Okay. All right.
When you tell me you have a problem, well, I've got the solution, but first I need to make sure I believe in that solution. So,
man, I think seriously, baby, I think that's a pitch. I think what you just did to me was a pitch. So I don't buy that. No, seriously,
it's not a pitch.
I think you just pitched me. So listen.
No.
So do you know? So again. So let's talk about how to do that. Let's talk about it. Like, how can you help people? Like, what can they do to help improve their pitch?
Well, I think the first thing you need to do is believe in yourself and believe in what you're selling, or believe in your product.
Well, yeah, for sure.
That's what I mean. Like once you understand and know, well, you say sure, but there's a lot of people that I meet that are like at 80-90%. If you're at 80-90, you can't sell anything. You've got to be at 100 or 110.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So,
unless you're a shyster, right? And there are shysters out there. People, they're
not in it for the long haul, though.
Right. Exactly.
Shyster schism will only get you so far.
That's such a funny word. I've never heard that word before. But that's funny.
I just made it up.
Yeah, you literally just made it up, and it should go in the dictionary. So, shysterism. So right, but you have to unless you're a creep, you have to believe that the car you're selling it works, right? Like if you're selling a car. I'm just making that up. Okay, so
yeah, but you have to believe in yourself. So not only is it your product or your service or whatever it is, or if you're pitching to raise money, like those are the top 3, I would think. But you have to believe in yourself. And I think with me, I've put myself out there so much that I've put myself in real life experiences that built up that resilience, that built up that confidence. And I think like a lot of entrepreneurs starting out, you're like what do they call it in that book, The E-Myth? You're like the technician, and now you're like the business owner, but the business owner has to put on a different hat at that time. And when you're the business owner, you're a 24/7 sales job person. Like you just signed up for a 24/7 sales gig. And I think a lot of people don't realize that. And when you can realize that, oh, well, that's awesome actually, because, I have this great service or product and I get to share it with everybody all day long, your sales will start to go up.
Okay, you're right. I mean, I don't think anyone listening to this would disagree with that. So here's the thing. So let me ask you, and this is what I want to know, and I think everybody wants to know this listening to you right now, is what is the structure? What is the structure of the ideal pitch? Because you're the pitch queen. And listen, Michelle, this is not a gotcha show. I'm not trying to get you, but I really do. If you have the answer, I would like to know from your viewpoint.
Yeah.
Okay, go.
So I think this is the structure, and I'm going to make it really easy for you guys, because if you just remember pitch, you're going to be good to go. Okay?
Okay.
So, number 1, P in pitch, right? You have to solve a problem. And that problem needs to be like a big problem for your customer, client, whatever, investor, whatever you are selling. You need to understand the problem and be able to solve that problem like no one else can. Why is your solution better? All these things. So you need to understand the other person's problem, though. So I would say the first thing is really come up with 10 great questions that you can ask people. Like, what is your immediate problem? What solutions are they thinking about? What's the ultimate reason on why they want to get rid of their problem or their pain or whatever it may be? So P is problem solve. You want me to go a little deeper in that, or do we need to go on to the next letter, which is I?
Well, no. Yeah, we'll let you go on. But so here's what I hear you saying. And again, I don't want to be combative at all, but the deal is, so you're saying develop a unique value proposition. That's really what you're saying, right? Like, what is your unique value?
I think it's the unique value proposition, but it's understanding your client's problems.
Okay.
Understanding your customer's problems, because your unique value proposition doesn't mean anything until you understand deeply what their problems are. Let me give you an example.
Yeah,
okay?
Great. Thank you.
So with my last company, Fitzy Foods, the problem to the customer was they didn't have any time to cook at home. Eating healthy was really, really, really difficult. They were on the road going to work and, gaining 5 to 10 pounds a year because eating on the go is very difficult, right? Eating healthy is difficult. With kids and working out and work and traffic and commute, to cook, prepare, clean, do dishes, all this other stuff, it took an hour and a half extra at least once or twice a week to make meals and prep your meals. I knew exactly the problem I was solving to the customers. So if you can think of 10 things in depth, exactly what are those problems that you're solving for your client, customer, whatever,
all right. Okay.
You will be on point to then deliver your value proposition. But I believe that you can't even do that until you've got your problems identified for your target audience.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Listen, you're right. I agree with you. But here's the problem with that is most people don't know what their problems are. So let's go to I.
Well, if you don't know what their problems are, then how did you come up with your product or service or business?
Well, no.
Because
now you're needling me. Now you're needling me.
Yeah.
No. Well, most people have a product or service, right? That's it, product or service. But I'm just saying, people. When you ask people, most people don't.
Oh, when you ask people.
Yeah.
But you can ask some really good questions that will open it up.
Okay. All right.
Right, like.
No,
what's their biggest worry? What keeps them up at night?
Yeah, but they will. But they. All right. Michelle. Listen.
But they might not tell you the truth.
Exactly
but
right.
You have, but
Exactly
here's how you
right.
get to the truth.
All right, tell me.
You want to know how to get to the truth?
Yeah, I want
You
to.
have
Yes.
to build a really good, and it varies, right? Like you have to build a really good, deep relationship and rapport with somebody.
Too long.
Because you can't really, huh?
That takes too long. Like for me, and I'm not sure about you, but for me, like I want to meet you. I'll tell you what my product or service is. I will go to I will set up an appointment, and then I want you to sign a contract. I can't. I honestly, unless I'm selling a $50,000 product, I don't have time to build a relationship with you. You
do have time. You can build a relationship and rapport within under 5 minutes.
Okay.
Yep.
No. You're 100% right. I literally was again. We're off the rails. I don't want to talk about me, but I'll tell you a quick story. I was at my kid's school picking my kid up from school, and there was a lady there, and we stood by one another, and I talked to her for 7 minutes, and I was just like. And she was 72 years old. I'm like, and she was an ER nurse. I was like, how do you do that? And she's like, I could talk to you all day. So you're 100% right that it's possible to build that relationship in 5 or 8 minutes. But most people, Michelle, do not have that skill.
Well, that's one skill to put into practice that I preach about all the time, because you can build that skill in everyday life. You can build that skill in Starbucks every day when you go there and you're waiting in line. Instead of having your hands down on the phone, 2 fingers texting back and forth, you could be doing something else, which is starting to build relationships and rapport with people within 2 to 3 minutes.
Exactly.
Do you want to? Do you want to grow your business? Do you want to do the things that most people don't do?
Now you're preaching to me, baby. I love it. You're one.
I'm for real, because if you don't have relationship and rapport with people, then you might as well not sell anything. You're going to waste your time and their time, because they're not going to want to buy from you.
Okay. All right.
People buy from people.
What? Say that again. People buy from people.
People buy from people. Depending on what you're selling. I mean,
you know what? Hold on. I want to get to and I don't want to derail. I seriously do not want to derail this. But here's what you really just said, and this and let me reframe this.
Okay.
Dude, all relationships, right?
Yeah.
Start with trust. So you have to trust the person. If you're gonna open up your wallet, you have to trust the person that you're dealing with, and that's the deal. So you're again.
Right, totally.
Yeah.
And when I was in the real estate mortgage business at its peak, I would get people to do mortgages and real estate transactions with me over everyone else, because I spent that 2 to 5 minutes building a relationship, or I made them laugh, or there was something there, because I had to stand out from the 8 other million people that were calling the same lead.
Yeah. You're right. You're right. I'm not going to try to break that down. I agree somewhat with you, but I think that relationship, let's go on to because I that
you might not like the way we're going, but here, let me go to real quick.
Let's go.
No, I'm just kidding. Is it's not about you.
Right.
So if you're thinking and you're doing your pitch, you asked me, how do you do your best pitch, right? Pitch is PITCH. Is it's not about you. This has nothing about you, has nothing to do with how much money you're going to make. It has nothing to do about you. It's all about them.
Perfect. Okay.
Okay. That was an easy one.
Why did you think I would disagree with that? I love that.
I'm just kidding.
Okay. So let's go through the PITCH and let's talk about structure. So what's T?
Okay.
Is that trust?
You got to talk less. Well, trust, it could be one of them too, but I picked talk less. So if you think of the 80-20 principle, right? The book, when you talk about the 80-20 rule, where 80% of the time, if you think about 80% of the time, your client, your customer is talking, and 20% of the time you're talking. And you only talk when they ask you more questions, or, ask you follow-up questions, whatever it may be. But if you actually just step back and think about, when you're in a sales conversation or a pitch, if you think about the 80-20 rule, your results will shift dramatically.
Okay. Well, listen, I mean, look, here's what I will say, right? You and me, like, I think we see things very similar, but I'm like 20 degrees off from you, right? So I would say it this way, right? So, we have 2 ears and one mouth, which means that you should listen more than talk. But again, I think, and this happens in my world, is most people they don't talk, they don't open up. So it's tough sometimes to just listen, right? Like what you and me, you're a different bird, right? So, but most people, if I go to Starbucks with them and I just sit there, they're going to say nothing. And this is I think it's a confidence issue, right? People are waiting for someone else to open up the conversation. People are waiting for someone else. Right. So okay.
I'm saying ask questions, but ask open-ended ones.
Like what?
So you
like
can
what?
ask open-ended questions.
Give me two.
Give you two? Okay. So you could, I mean, again, if we're talking about sales and give me a scenario. What am I selling?
I don't know. You're a TV, like a calculator.
A TV. A calculator. No, we'll do something a little bit more technical. So let's say you've got a $30,000 solution for somebody. Let's say a financial advisor. Okay. You can ask that person what is the biggest struggle that you've had in the last 12 months growing your business. And literally, if you just hit the mute button and let them talk, they're going to keep talking for 5 to 10 minutes without you even saying a thing. But I think a lot of times we interrupt. And if you stop interrupting and let the people talk, you're actually going to get all the answers you need in order to help them through the process of making a decision.
And I think in a lot of ways, you're telling me not to interrupt you. But no, you're right.
No, I'm not. This is a different scenario.
I know. So, okay. All right. Okay. So I think, all right, let's go pitch queen. What's C?
That was only one example.
Oh,
Do you
sorry.
want another example question?
Yeah, please.
You asked for two.
I did. I apologize. Yep.
But again, something you, like everyone listening, can go and do is go write out like 10 open-ended questions that make sense for whatever you're selling. So you can start getting relatable answers from people based on the questions that you're asking. So another one could be, is there anything that you're not able to do in your life right now because you're struggling with X problem, whatever that problem was that he just told you, and then stop talking. You'll get answers like, yeah, I mean, I haven't been able to take a vacation in 2 years. And I mean, they'll just go on and on and on.
Okay.
If you can understand and get relatable in their personal life, now you're making even a deeper personal connection and also building rapport as you go on. But you can't really ask those types of questions unless you've had that relationship and rapport built on the front end, even if you only spent 2 minutes doing it. And you can integrate it throughout any conversation with somebody.
Okay. All right. So okay. All right. I mean, again, I can reframe that, but I won't. You
can reframe it. I like reframing. Let's hear it your way.
Well, no. Again, we're just you and I just are. We see the world, I think, and do things the same way. But I think we're 20. So, do you know the model Ford?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So that's exactly what you're saying, right? So family. What is O in Ford? I don't remember.
I have no idea.
I don't remember. But the R is relationships, and the D in Ford is dreams. So you want to say, hey, what are your dreams? What do you want to do? What do you want to accomplish? I can help you. So you're again.
But you're not asking it so directly, right? Like if you come at it like that, you're going to get people to shut down.
No, they don't. They don't shut down.
they might not because they already know you, but if you're asking someone you've known for 10 minutes these questions, they might.
No. Okay. All right. You're right. They might. But if you do,
They might.
But if you do it in the right way, in a non-threatening way, they won't. All right, dude. Okay.
100% agree.
You and me. All right. So what is the next one?
C is cues.
Cues.
Like buying cues.
Mm.
Like when they're answering questions, and you can ask a lot of good questions, and like I said, if you guys could write down 10 questions today of open-ended ones that make sense to your service or product, then you will hear cues in there that will get you exactly, oh, I can solve that problem with my solution or my product. Or, you know, if it was like food, what I used to do, I'm like, oh, I know this person could eat 5 meals a day from us, and that will solve every single problem. They just told me. They just gave me 10 different cues of why they need this solution. So it's really about understanding and listening for those buying cues and writing them down or putting a mental note in and using their words.
Oh, whoa. So
what?
Here, hold on. No, using their words. That's very interesting to me. So, but here's what I heard you say, the first part. And I, again, 100% agree, right? Be interested instead of trying to be interesting, right? Most people try to be interesting instead of interested. And like me, and I think you are, I sense a little bit, like I'm very curious about people, so I'm interested in them. But expand on using their own words. That's the last thing you said. Expand on that.
Yeah, a lot of times I like to make sure that if they say a certain word, right, there's all these different types of people. Some people are like really slow talkers, so if they're slow, you want to be slow. If they say a certain word, you know, I'll just go the financial advisor example. Let's just say they say it's really important, you know, that they go on a vacation, and that really growing their business is going to help them create that opportunity. But, you know, money's not really a big deal to them. Oh, okay. I'm going to use, well, money's really not a big deal, but increasing your revenues will create that freedom for you to go on that trip that you haven't been able to go on. But I understand money's not really that important to you. Well, money creates the freedom to do what he wants to do, but some people will use that. You have to just go with what they tell you. If you can't disagree or agree with what your clients or potential prospects or anything are saying to you. Does that make sense? This is for them. It's about them. It has nothing to do with you. If you disagree with them, that's your problem. You're not here to have an argument with your prospect or client. That's what I mean by using their words. So
All right.
In that example, if you hear like, oh, you know, it's not about the money. Okay, well, but to go on that $30,000 trip you and your wife wanted to go on,
that's
like,
a big trip.
You know,
$30K. $30K. That's a big trip.
There's a cruise that goes around Europe. I want to go on it one day. It's $30,000. That's where I came up with that one.
Put it on your credit card. Just go. You should literally go. We only have one life. Okay.
I will be going, but I'm saying I use their words. Does that make sense? You want to reframe that into your lingo?
No.
Okay.
We you know that I kind of want to do that, but I'm not going to.
But I want you to.
No. You and me maybe can do it in real life. So okay.
Okay.
What's the next one?
Do you want to guess what the H is?
You know what I think it should be? The H?
What?
It should be humility.
Okay.
No, you should.
It could be.
Because you should be humble. I'm a very strong personality, and you are. I sense it. You are too, and I think that strong personalities can overwhelm people. We can get everything else right, but I think that if people sense humility, humbleness, even if it's and it could be honorable, but even if your humbleness, your humility is Dude, if you're humble, if you have some humility, like people respond to that. It's amazing. So what is H for you?
I agree, but since we're talking about, you said what's the best structure for a pitch?
Yeah. Well,
You have to be able to hit the ask button and ask for the sale. So H
oh,
is hit the ask button.
100%.
So that is how you end the best way to do a pitch, since I only have PITCH. So that's what H is. But humility is also very, very important. I believe that goes into that, problem solving, building the rapport, and really getting deep into how are you going to provide the solution when you come to this last step, which is asking for the sale. A lot of people do all these other things and never ask. And it's like, nobody can come to your party if you don't invite them. Right?
Yeah.
So if you can make the invitation to, hey, I've got this exact thing that can help you do X, Y, and Z, and repeating a lot of what they've already told you. People need that. It's like Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall. You need to get them over the wall. And if you don't ask, you're never going to know.
Never. You're right. So here, look, let me say this to you. And I'm saying it to everybody else. And again, I told you I have the flu, so we're going to end early. But here's the structure because we put people on radio and television. That's what we do. So there's a 4-part structure to how we write copy. So number one, here's give them the offer. Right here, whatever the offer is, give them the offer. That's number one. Number two, we give them how we can make that offer. Number 3 part of the structure is social proof. Right. Recently, last week, we helped Michelle do X, and then 4th, you're right, call to action. You must 100%. Give them a call to action. You need to prompt them, or you know what? You're going to go broke. So,
yep.
Right.
True.
You're right. I know. I know, Michelle. This is what we do. Oh, you are a funny girl.
I know. I'm just reinforcing everything you just said. That's why I was like, yeah, it's true. Good job.
Thank you. All right. Okay. What's next? What's next for you? What else?
That is the H. That's how it ends.
Okay. So how did you become the pitch queen?
So I became the pitch queen when I sat back and I said, so my last company, I had to close it in March of 2017. That's this year.
Yeah. Geez, that's recent. That's like, okay.
It's extremely recent. Yeah. And I said, okay, what was I really, really, really good at? And what was my favorite part? And what did I love? And how can I help a bunch of other people do exactly what I've done? And it was all related to the sales and business development. It was everything from, you're in San Diego. We were in 13 Scripps hospital locations at one time and had their employee benefits program subsidizing our healthy meals.
Oh my God.
The healthiest
that's
choice,
fantastic.
the cheapest choice.
Did you in that?
Yeah, it was an amazing.
Did it go away?
Huh? Yeah, in the second year of the program, they lowered the subsidy. In the third year, they lowered it again. And then by that time, for your average worker at Scripps, it didn't make any sense. I might as well go back to the food truck,
Right.
So it didn't last long term. It lasted 3 years. It was great. I know it helped people. It was amazing. It was a great opportunity. It was created from nothing. Nothing like that had ever existed. And then I got our protein bars into Costco, and I pitched all these buyers in eight regions. Yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah.
And then I got, have you heard of the Vitamin Shop? It's a huge supplement store. Never heard of it? Okay, well, they have over 800 stores nationwide. They're a $1 billion company. I met one person at Expo West, which is the biggest food show here in Southern California, or actually in the country. Anyway, one conversation led to multiple more conversations, got to pitch the CEO my idea. He also saw the same vision on how to differentiate the Vitamin Shop.
Well, hold on, Michelle. I'm just gonna shut you off because just real quick. I'm not gonna. I just want to change. What is the skill that you have that you can, in 2 to 5 minutes, meet someone drill down to again their needs, and then and then move that forward. What is that skill? What it? I can do it.
The skill is called being professionally annoying. That's the skill.
That's so
funny. It is. Okay. That's exactly what it is. And on my Facebook Live show I've got called Coffee is for Closers, I had Michael Martin come on the show. He was in San Diego. I just randomly called him. He's like, oh, my God, I'm at a conference. Like, how did you know I was in San Diego? I'm like, well, I didn't know, but how weird is that? And he came on the show for an hour, and we talked about the day I met him at the food show and how I was professionally annoying, and I just said the right things, and I always just emailed at the right time, and I always just texted at the right time, and oh my God, I just showed up in New York at the right time. And he's like, I just couldn't get rid of you, and I get that a lot.
Okay, well, again, so you have somehow honed that skill. How do you?
Yeah.
And here's the thing, right? So most people, when they think of sales, they don't like that word, right? They think of like used car salesman. They don't want to be a salesperson. You have no problem, right? You have no issues with that. I don't either. But how do you?
There's a graceful way to do it without being pushy, without being sleazy, and with people going, God, how did this girl keep showing up? What does she have? This is amazing.
But well, hold on. But how is that? And again, I'm asking you for everyone
Here,
else.
let me tell you the 5 things, and then I'm going to send you a link to this exact episode because it's very good.
Okay.
And Michael put it really, really well. He's like, Michelle, you built a relationship with me where I became your champion. I'm like, oh, that's really cool. Yeah, you're right. You were my champion inside this billion-dollar company. I mean, Vitamin Shoppe chose us over MyFit Foods at the time, like massive companies with millions of dollars. A few of our other competitors were in the running, and they chose me because they knew that I would get it done. He's like, Michelle, you showed up to every phone call we booked on time, if not a minute early. You always emailed when you said you would. And you guys, I'm teaching you things you already should know, but you just don't do. So if you actually just do like 5 to 10 of these things constantly, it will change everything. And people will think like, God, it's kind of annoying, but it's professional. And it's almost like, God, you're so on top of your game. I don't understand how you do it. That's what I get a lot of times. Again, to some people, that might be annoying, or to you as a salesperson, you think it's annoying, but it's really not. And I'll give you another example. I was a guest on this other guy's show, and he goes, Michelle, you know the only reason you're on here? I go, why? He goes, because you followed up more than 3 times. I go, I know. I knew it would happen. That's how I got on Shark Tank. I mean, but you as a human, we've been ingrained this thing, well, oh my God, I don't want to bother them. Oh my God, they might be busy.
Right.
I don't want to call them again. Right. Like, you're making up all these assumptions that aren't true. And when you can get past that and understand that, you know what, I have a really great product or service, and this is really going to help them. That person's just really busy. So I need to get a little creative in how I'm going to reach out to them. So here are some things. You can email them once a month. You can send them a text once every other week. You can give them a call, leave a voicemail. You can show up in the city where they're at. I did that a couple times. That's extreme level, but it makes sense. I had friends in New York, and I was like, Michael, hey, I'm in New York. We should probably meet. He's like, oh, you're here? I'm like, yeah. Who's not going to take a meeting with you if you're in the city where they're at and they know you live across the country? I did that 3 different times, and it worked. Other people have done it and have emailed me like, oh, my God, Michelle, you're right. I'm like, every time. If there's somebody you want to meet, or if there's some buyer you want to get into, or if there's some influencer you want to meet, just show up in their city and tell them like,
you're
hey,
right.
I'm here.
But
none of it was
Michelle.
Pushy. None of it was sleazy.
No. You're right. I agree. None of it was pushy. None of it was. But there.
No.
But there. Right. So, but here's the deal, Michelle. There's two.
Yes.
There's 2. You are a demanding little thing. Just calm down, dude. Let me talk to you.
I get like really fired up about this because I love when people like do one thing and then I get this email like, oh my God, Michelle, I started asking for the full can of soda on the plane, and now I ask everything from anybody. I can't believe they gave it to me. I'm like, oh, dude. Yeah, duh.
Duh, right, exactly right.
If you just put this in your everyday life, it changes. You were where? Sorry, I was excited.
No. Oh, Michelle. Okay, all right, okay. I God dang, you are a funny person to talk to. So number one.
I'm glad this could be entertaining.
I hope it's entertaining. It's entertaining to me.
My best friend is a comedian, and she says I'm really funny, and I never really understood that. I'm like, you're the funny one. You're like the professional comedian that I go roll around the country with. And she's like, no, you're hilarious. I'm like, okay, good. As long as I'm funny and I made you laugh today, my job is done.
You just made this all about you with that. You just made it all about you. Dude, listen, Michelle, here's the thing. I don't disagree with anything you said. However, you have an overdose of self-confidence. And I don't want to say overdose. You have a healthy dose of self-confidence that most people don't have.
And as Mel Robbins says, confidence is built on actually putting things into action. And because I put so many things into action, that's how I built my confidence. Confidence is not something you're born with. Confidence is something that you have to go and try and build on and try and fail and build on and get told no and get rejected. And yeah, that Mel Robbins talks about that. Confidence is something you can work on every day if you really want to.
You're right. You're 100% right. But okay. Yep. Okay. See, like I there's so many things I want to dig into here, and I.
Well, let's keep going. We got 16 minutes to go.
Okay.
I have a hard stop in 16 minutes, but let's keep going. This is fun.
Oh, yeah, it is fun.
This is going to cure your flu.
Your flu
will be gone.
No.
In 16 minutes.
I literally need to go to bed right now. I'm feeling really, really bad. And if I was on top of my game right now with you, like, I think we would be playing tennis way better than we are right now. So anyhow, okay. So all right. So let's wrap this up. Okay. So here's I'm gonna ask you just two questions. So number one, I'm gonna ask you for a book recommendation. Okay. So I'm an aspiring agent. I'm an aspiring entrepreneur. I have $25. What book should I go buy right now?
You should go buy Mel Robbins' book, The 5-Second Rule, because then you'll start taking more action and you'll build your confidence up.
Okay. All right.
Do you like that book?
No, no, but the way you said it, God dang it, seriously, I don't want to. But let me ask you this then. Because here's what you just said. Go buy the book, 5-Second Rule. It will help you go and do X and build your confidence up. The problem people have is with execution. Execution.
Right.
So how do you think, Michelle, people can? I'm trying to think of the best way to say this, but execute better. Like how do you coach people to execute more?
Well, a lot of it's that little voice in your head that's telling you the thing that might happen that's not true, right? So, and what Mel talks about is you have to interrupt the brain pattern. Okay. And when you count 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 out loud, and then you like jump up and go try something or pick up that next call and call that agent, or pick up the phone and go just call the next buyer for your product, even though you don't want to, and your little voice has told you, well, what if they tell you no, and blah, blah, blah. That's what it will do.
Yeah.
And then you can listen to this really cool podcast by the Pitch Queen. It's called Success Unfiltered, and hear a bunch of other stories about being told no and being rejected. It's all about people being told no and being rejected and what they did to overcome that. So, I mean, it's a really great podcast. I don't know if you've ever heard of that one.
You are so funny. You are so funny. You are so funny. Okay. Do you know how big?
But that's how you take action, though.
Okay.
Right? Like, it's the little voice in our head that's stopping us every single day on picking up that call, calling that next agent, calling that next
prospect
place you want to get into, prospect, whatever it is, because you're like, oh, well, I wonder if they're going to show up for the call. Oh, I wonder if they're going to answer the phone. I wonder if they're going to think I'm totally annoying. I just called them 3 times. You've got to stop that chatter. And then when you take that next step and you see a slight bit of success, you're now, oh, that's possible, right? You start to see possibility.
Okay.
And when you start to see possibility, then you're going to start taking a little bit more action. But you have to start somewhere. So if you're super stuck, Mel's book is a great source and tool. That's very simple.
Okay. Listen, so everybody, whatever book Michelle just recommended, you can get it. Hopefully it's on Audible. Get it for free on us. Just go to superagentslive.com. Wait.
Yeah.
Well, wait. audibletrial.com/superagentslive. Okay. Here's my last, hopefully, I know we need to end this, but here's my, so Michelle, do you have a daily ritual or habit that you think has contributed to your success?
Oh, yeah, 1,000%.
All right, what is it?
Well, it's 2 things.
Okay.
Can I answer it twice?
Yes,
okay.
absolutely.
I try to use the 80-20 rule. Not try. I use the 80-20 rule when it comes to eating right. So 80% of the time, I eat really, really healthy because it gives me all this energy so I can have cool conversations with people like you and to help a lot of people. And if you can't take care of yourself, then how are you going to take care of others? The other thing that goes with eating right is physical exercise.
Oh.
So I go to yoga once a week. I've started up this thing called aerial yoga. It's extremely challenging.
What is that?
Well, if you go follow me on Instagram, the Pitch Queen.
Stop promoting. Michelle, stop promoting yourself.
You will see all of my videos, though, but that's where I post them. That's what it was.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Let me try to describe it, but you're going to be
you.
like, what? Okay? It's not going to make sense. So
it will.
It's a piece of silk fabric hung in the air, and you do a lot of yoga stuff from suspended in the air. But it's like 5 times as challenging as it is going to regular yoga class. So I believe that doing something scary kind of every day will help build the confidence in other places in your life.
Right.
But
right.
also
Wait. Hold on.
Yes.
Yeah.
Holding.
I thank you. But I'm trying to figure out I'm trying to visualize exactly what you just said. So silk, and you're doing yoga in the air?
Yeah, that's why I wanted to show you my videos.
Okay. All right.
That's exactly.
So send me a link. I've never seen anything like that. My wife just walked in here and she said she has. Okay, I haven't.
Your wife would love it. A couple of guys I've seen do it. It's great for flexibility and strength.
Okay.
And again, like I'm in sales. I'm helping entrepreneurs worldwide. I love it, but I can't help people if I don't take care of myself first.
Right.
And what I see, a lot of entrepreneurs and salespeople and a lot of people, you let yourself go. And if there's one thing I can recommend is just please don't let yourself go, because you're not only doing yourself a disservice, but you're doing the people you're helping a disservice. So if you can take care of yourself, eat right, change just one thing, because that's like a 10% shift in the right direction. And over time, it'll get easier. And I know how easy it is to let yourself go. Trust me. Last week, I was traveling and I didn't work out for a whole week. I was like going crazy. But it's taken me years of continuous ritual to do that.
You and me, I would either completely love you or like be like pushing you away. Like I honestly am not sure which right now. I like for the long term. I mean, we might be good like at 45 minutes. So yeah. So real quick, we do have just a few more minutes. But so here's what I did 4 or 5 years ago. Do you know what a sear wheel is?
No, what's that?
Look it up. So everybody, CYR, sear wheel. It's a big hoop, And dude, that thing is hard and it will make you strong. It's like you got to look it up. Anyhow, and I have some videos on YouTube that me doing it. All right. So your daily habit.
That's awesome.
Yeah, look it. No, seriously, Michelle, look it up.
Yeah.
All right, that's
I'm going to. I'm all about the daily challenge of fitness, and yeah, that's super cool. I just looked it up.
Yeah. Hey.
That's awesome. You'll like the aerial silk. You guys should do that, you and your wife.
I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do that. That makes my stomach hurt. All right. Hey, listen. Where can people find more out about you?
thepitchqueen.com.
Perfect.
Or email me at hello@thepitchqueen.com.
Dude.
What? Is that too much?
That can blow up your email.
I know. Trust me. I love emails like, oh my God, Michelle, I just listened to that and that changed my life. I've got this email folder called the acknowledgement folder, and I think all of you should have the same.
Oh my God.
This is a big deal, okay? Because the days you get down or you're frustrated, you should look at the people that you're being able to impact.
Dude, hold on. Okay. All right. Listen. Are you an only child?
Nope.
No. How many kids are in your family?
2. I have a younger brother.
Right, you're the oldest one. Okay. All right, Michelle. Listen, we should meet in person again.
Anytime. I would love to.
Yeah,
but when you don't have the flu, because I don't need that.
No, nobody does. Nobody does, and it's terrible. All right. So everybody, go to thepitchqueen.com. Email Michelle, her, and hopefully she will answer your questions.
Blow up my inbox. Just watch.
Dude,
blow up my inbox.
You do not want that, Michelle. Yeah. All right.
I am very organized. I can handle a lot of emails. You'd be surprised.
Michelle. All right. Okay. All right. That's it, everybody. We're signing off. Go get them. Talk to you soon.
Go get them. Thanks.
Let's go. Yeah.